Hey everybody, Dr. Colleen Sierra here. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and the founder and executive director of Sierra Center for Behavioral Health. I am so sorry because I was supposed to come on and do a live on Tuesday and it just never made it into my calendar. And if it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist because I have no memory ever, and especially not now. So I'm really sorry about that. Not alive today, but I did want to come on to talk about the thing I was supposed to talk about on Tuesday. On Monday, I put out a video about why we are so prone to judging other people's behavior and choices, especially now, right? The amount of hostility people are encountering in their day-to-day lives when they're just doing normal things like grocery shopping or taking a walk or a jog with their family. I mean, there's just a lot of hostility right now, and judgment and anger. And I wanted to speak to that. So I did that on Monday, and I kind of explained my take on why I think that's happening. And I got a really great question. A friend of mine said, thank you, I hear you, I can appreciate this. And what do you do when a loved one, a family, a friend is engaging in what you feel like is reckless or dangerous behavior, and you don't agree, and you're really worried about their health and safety? How do you handle that? Because it doesn't seem right that you shouldn't say anything to a loved one who you think is putting themselves in harm's way. So I thought that was a great question, and her main question was, can I not say anything? Am I truly not allowed to speak my mind? And here's my answer. You can absolutely speak your mind. That is different, though, than what I was referring to. What I talked in my video on Monday about were these really kind of like impulsive, angry, judgy things where you see somebody who is wearing a mask incorrectly, where they've got it below their nose. And your first instinct is to be like, will you please cover your nose? Do you know it doesn't even work unless it's over your nose? I get it. I wish everyone wore masks and wore them correctly. I totally understand. But my video on Monday was more about that really kind of impulsive, judgy, hostile reaction. That is not helpful. I don't think that's helpful at all. All that does is shame people, and shame is not a great experience. Shame is the experience of feeling broken, like something is fundamentally wrong with you. Shame is not a great experience. We should reserve shaming people when they do truly terrible things, like molest children. Shame was actually born out of behavior like that to minimize really destructive, awful behavior. And so shame is meant for that. Shame is not meant for these things like people being misinformed or people making a choice that feels fine for them. So that's what I was talking about on Monday. Impulsive, hostile things that we just let roll off our tongue. But if you see someone, a loved one, engaging in a behavior that you feel like is reckless or dangerous, makes you worry about their safety, well-being, or health, you absolutely can say something to them, right? Here are the keys. That conversation should be deliberate. You should think, meaning you should think about it before you say it. You should think about what it is that you're trying to convey. And part of what you should be saying is about you. I feel scared for you. I feel worried. You need to own your own feelings, your own thoughts, and not put it on them, and not assume that they should feel that way just because you do. So deliberate means you've given a lot of time to think about what's going on for me. What do I want to say about this? What's the outcome I want? So it's deliberate. And it's also open-minded and curious. You're not the only one doing the talking, right? You allow the other person to share their thoughts, their experiences, their feelings behind it. Because you might walk away from the conversation being like, man, I never thought about that. That actually makes good sense. Or you still don't see eye to eye, but you've heard each other out. You better understand your perspectives, and maybe therefore you can better respect each other's choices. something to think about. And to be clear, I'm not putting myself on a pedestal. I struggle with this stuff too. And I'm constantly thinking about my own choices and how they affect other people. This is tough stuff. But going at it from a position of love and curiosity is so much better than going at it impulsively with hostility. Something to think about. Thanks.